Welcome to my late Game Awards. It's a late night, and I'm recording this right after the show. Pretty long show, a couple hours, just as I expected. I'm gonna go through all the nominees, have them listed. I think I ended up missing one of them when they showed this one particular movie, but I can't think of it. I didn't even get the name of it. But I'm gonna have everything that they listed. I'm not gonna list all the nominees. I'm just gonna list the winners of each category that they showcased, and also they had not even just Game Awards, just the nominees and the winners, and talking about those. They had world premiere trailers of never before seen game trailers and world premieres and stuff. Even some games that's coming out next year. So I'm gonna get right into that. And if you want to check out one particular game in particular that interests you, you can look it up from the description in this video, and you can check out the trailer and all that stuff. And some of these games have sites that you could check out and even sign up. So I'll be mentioning those as well. But pretty good show. And before I even get into anything, I love this. This is one of my favorite shows alongside of E3 that I watch year after year. Always look forward to it. And I don't care what comes out as Game of the Year. And I'm going to share some of my games that I personally enjoyed this year, and also talk about the Game of the Year reactions and thoughts, and some other games that I enjoyed throughout the year that didn't make the list and wasn't necessarily new games, but just new experiences for me that I never even played before. So let's get right into it. The pre-show that they started with. We kicked it off with our first world premiere, Sayonara. This game called Sayonara Wild Hearts, set for 2019. And some of these games have release dates, and I'm not gonna be able to put everything and talk about what this game particularly is. I'm just gonna try to go through the games here and then have them listed, just like I said. Best Action, our first nominee. We gotta have first winners from the pre-show if you guys managed to catch it. But Best Action Game went to Dead Cells. Right after that, they showed Journey to the Savage Planet, a brand new game that we never seen before. A teaser trailer for Journey to the Savage Planet, and you can head over to www.journeytothe-savageplanet.com to check this game out, and this is coming out next year for 2019. Best role-playing game went to Monster Hunter World, and then the developers were also once they got the reward for best role-playing game, they also said that they're going to have some upcoming news. If you are a Monster Hunter fan and own this game, they're going to be talking about some upcoming things for maybe an update, maybe some new content for Monster Hunter World in the next few days. That's all they really said. It's not really any exact or specific date or anything like that for this. But keep your eyes peeled. For just updates for this game if you guys are still playing it. Best esports team went to Cloud9 again, just like last year. And the last year before that, I think. Best esports game went to Overwatch. I thought it would be Fortnite because I really like their tournaments, and I actually watched some of them too, because I really like the one from E3 that they showcased, and the tournaments that they have during the weekend is really good, really competitive and intense. I really enjoy those. But as for Overwatch, that ended up being the best esports game. And the rest of these I'm going to also go through that's coming up is all esports related nominees or nominations for these awards here. Best esports event went to League of Legends Championship. Best esports host went to I guess SJokz. It's SJokz. That's how you pronounce them. Best esports coach went to Reapered. Best esports moment, the Cloud9 comeback against Faze in triple overtime. So that won best esports moment. And then right after that, another world premiere of the Stanley Parable. I don't know nothing about this game. It's a brand new one. It's called Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, set for next year. And this time, if you already played the Stanley Parable, this one, the Ultra Deluxe edition, is going to have new endings, choices, and platforms. So you can check that out if that interests you. Best student game went to Combat 2018 from Norway. And then this game called Among Trees was the next newest world premiere, and this is still part of the pre-show. And now on to the real main show. So I got a whole nother page here to go, so I'm gonna try to go through these as quick as possible. So now on to the main show. The pre-show is over now, so it ended with just the esports nominees being wrapped up, and then Among Trees premiere. Now for the real show. They kicked it off with the TGA, or the Game Awards theme, the brand new theme. I love these orchestral music soundtracks. I love video game music with a passion. My favorite type of music outside of all the music genres out there. I could listen to anything, honestly, but I always love these music performances that they show on stage during their shows or any sort of kind of event. Best narrative went to Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, this got multiple awards, but I'm not going to just try to go through them real quick and scroll through. This was getting a lot of awards, surprisingly. And I'm not surprised, because in the same categories for the nominations from the show, same thing. God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption, and then maybe just 2 or 3 other games in the titles. You already knew it was going to either come down to Red Dead Redemption, God of War, or Spider-Man for most of these nominations. So Red Dead ended up winning the best narrative to kick off the main show. Now, this was one of my personal favorites that I didn't see coming. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and now, not even just that, I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance way back from PlayStation 2 that I used to have. I really love that game. I didn't play the second one because I think the first one was better than the second one. And then now with this one, this is going to be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, so I'm definitely probably going to be interested in checking this out. Who saw this coming? A Nintendo Switch exclusive Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It looks pretty good. Now, the industry icon, I like this one. This was pretty good. A good award. Industry icon went to Visual Concepts, Greta Thomas. Global Gaming Citizens, they talked about Steven Spawn from Abel's Games, his personal gaming story. You can check that out if you want to. That interests you. They also showed it. You can also just go back and watch the stream if you're interested in finding this out. Pretty emotional, but I'm not going to get too much into that. Let's get right on into the rewards to get to you here. Right up there's the Global Gaming Citizen. Can't even get it out. It's crazy. Rocket League has a DLC if you guys still play Rocket League out there. I never played Rocket League. I heard some good things about it, but still haven't played it yet. They showed the Rocket League DLC McLaurin Carpat, and it's available. I said Carpat, and it's available tonight if you guys are interested. And right after that, this certain movie that's set for sometime February 2019 was showcased. I didn't get the title, so I'm not sure if anyone can clarify that after me. For me in the comments. It was immediately after the Rocket League DLC, and I'm missing that. Best performance went to Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan. Good voice actor. Didn't finish the story for Red Dead Redemption, but they got some really good voice acting in Red Dead Redemption 2. So this was the second award for Red Dead Redemption so far from the show. Well deserved. Far Cry New Dawn was showcased for the world premiere. Hades, this game called Hades, and you can head over to www.playhades.com to get early access. And you can get early access right now on the Epic Games Store. So I had that mentioned. And then I guess the makers of Assassin's Creed showed this game called Ancestors. This gameplay with I don't even know how to describe it really. Just with different animals, and just with an animal that you control in the wild jungle or something like that. I don't really know what it was, but it was called Ancestors. Right after Forza Horizon 4 announcing Forza Horizon 4 Fortune Island. I think this is going to be a DLC. This is coming out December 13th. Scavengers 2019 was the next world premiere. You can sign up at scavengers.com to play first. Best score music went to Red Dead Redemption 2. 3 rewards. Best audio design, Red Dead Redemption 2. 4 rewards. Best art direction went to Return of the Obra Dinn. Best mobile game went to Florence. I thought it would be Fortnite. I'm surprised. Best VR AR game was Astrobot. They also announced Warframe on a Nintendo Switch. I already played it on PlayStation 4, so I'm not really interested in playing it on the Switch. Same with Fortnite, because I already basically played it on PS4. Right after that was the Dead by Daylight announcement. The Dead by Daylight announcement has a brand new chapter. I did see it about PC, seen some gameplay of the new killer and a new survivor showcase, but this time they showed it on stage. And before the Darkness Among Us new chapter that they showcased, they said they're going to have dedicated servers starting next summer, or summer of 2019. Anthem, something we already saw at E3 plenty of times. That's set for, I think that was March 2019. sometime around that time for Anthem. That looks pretty good. And then here's my highlight of the show. I'm not gonna lie. Crash Team Racing Remastered. Huge Crash fan. I love it. I love it. That's all I wanted. And I didn't care about nothing else. Once I saw it, I said, I don't care what they show. I don't care what wins. June 21st, 2019. I'm so excited for this. And I still have my old original Crash Team Racing for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation 1, PS1, PSX, whatever you want to call it. Still, that works. And it makes me want to play it again. I just love that. I play that all over again. And I'm glad I get to relive that same memory all over again. I don't know what other characters that's going to be in it. It would be cool if they add some additional DLCs. And maybe some online play might be accessible for this game that you couldn't do from the original PlayStation 1 game. So June 21st, 2019. This was the highlight. Crash Team Racing Remastered. Content Creator of the Year went to Ninja. Best esports player was Sonic Fox. He ended up winning that award. And then right after that, Dauntless was showcased for the world premiere April 2019, and it's going to be coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Some of these games, like they come out with it and you just can't tell what their system's going to be. They just have a date right after the trailer. But that was just the only one I could really just mark right there. PUBG, that's already out right now. Some of you guys are probably playing it. Some of you guys told me that you guys are playing it right now. I'm skipping it. Next was Devil May Cry, a Devil May Cry orchestra or music performance that I really enjoyed. Devil May Cry composer Devil Trigger music performance. Best debut indie game went to The Messenger. Best fighting game went to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Best family game Overcooked 2. Best strategy game Into the Breach. Best independent game went to Celeste, which is one of the Game of the Year contenders. Then they showed this game called The Pathless, set for 2019. And then a Steam game that you can play today, basically, since it's already Friday by now. Survive By, it's called Survive By, you can play it on Steam. Magic the Gathering, and then they talked about Magic the Gathering. They're going to be holding a $1 million tournament. It's going to be the Magic the Gathering Arena Tournament set for next year. Music performance for Red Dead Redemption. For the Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack. Then I don't even know, I heard a lot of good things about the show. Stranger Things the game they showcased. And then another highlight for me that I didn't see coming, Mortal Kombat 11. Who saw that coming? I didn't even play Mortal Kombat 10 because I just decided to skip it. I liked Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Those are some of my favorites still to this day. Now, I'm really interested in this. Mortal Kombat 11 set for April 23rd, 2019. You got to see Scorpion with his "get over here" mechanic with the hook and all that. You can check that out. I might rewatch that trailer sometime tomorrow. Best sports and racing game went to Forza Horizon 4. I'm not surprised. Psychonauts 2. I want to get into the Psychonauts series for sure once I've seen this. Psychonauts 2 coming out 2019. Devil May Cry. Phil Spencer came out on the stage talking to Jeff. Some interviews talking about Devil May Cry before they even showed some another trailer. He mentioned that there's going to be a Devil May Cry 5 beta tomorrow only on Xbox. It's a nice little surprise there. Rage 2. I thought this game was coming out this year for some reason. Rage 2 set for May 14, 2019. They've already seen this before. I love the first Rage, so I'm going to try to get this one. Best ongoing game and multiplayer best multiplayer game went to Fortnite. I knew this was going to happen because they have consistent updates. Season 7 is already out. All the tournaments they hold, all the different skins that they put on a different item shop, even without a new season. The gliders, the emotes, just everything. So I'm not really surprised. I knew Fortnite would win this award, and also best multiplayer. And then they did an orchestra tribute to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm playing that all weekend. Playing that today and all weekend. So I'm surprised. I'm about to be excited for that. And they did, even though they did a couple commercial breaks too, just showcasing that. You can check that out. Almost skipped it. Here's Game of the Year right here. I'm going to get into it because I have some things I want to talk about for that. Best Game and Direction, almost skipped it. Best Game Direction and Best Action Adventure went to God of War. And then Fortnite has some news with Fortnite The Block. And basically what it is, the new creative mode that came out with Season 7 today, that is only exclusive to Battle Pass users. And even if you don't have the Battle Pass, you can just have someone who has the Battle Pass that you're teamed up with in your squad or duo, have them host it, and they can bring you in the creative mode to check it out. So what they're going to do is they're going to feature the best stuff that people create from the creative mode, and they're going to put it into the game for in the battle royale for everyone to see. So I think that was pretty cool. But I was expecting some other announcements. I didn't think it would be something with just like that, but I guess that's pretty cool. So if you guys want to really try to make something really cool for the creative mode, you can do that right now. See, come up with your ideas and stuff. I just want to really just double check to make sure I got everything here, that I didn't skip past anything. So I have everything basically. Now our Game of the Year is God of War. That's my personal pick. Now before I get ready to just talk about just some of the games, what were the nominees for Game of the Year? We had God of War, Red Dead Redemption, and Spider-Man, and then that PC game Celeste that I don't really know about because I'm not a PC gamer, I'm a console gamer. Now, when you think about it, from my experience, I'm just going to talk about my little experience. And first thing I want to mention is Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man could have got should at least got one reward. I think it should have gotten at least one reward. I think it's one of the best PS4 exclusives that ever came out this year to ever hit the system by itself. You get a PlayStation 4, you might definitely want to try to pick up Spider-Man. It's definitely amazing. I feel like a real true hero playing that game. I don't know about anyone else. And some other things I want to mention. It's like when you want to, it's like someone you growing up and you're trying to play it, be a superhero. Spider-Man gave me that feeling just playing through the game. The story, swinging around the city. I felt like I was the protector of New York. I felt like I was the real guy. I was the guy behind the mask. I was the real superhero protecting the city, fighting the bad guys, fending off the bad guys, fighting crime day to day. And just each time you swing around, different crimes are reported throughout the city. You get to do those crimes, do those different combos. And something I really enjoyed about the game is those different suits that had different unique abilities. They weren't just suits for just visual appeal. They just had their own unique abilities and powers and special abilities that you can showcase and wear. And then you play the story. The missions are great. The missions are always different. And then you can do whatever you want to do. You can play it how you want to play it. You don't have to just hurry up and just do a story mission right off the bat. You can go ahead and fight the bad guys and then go do the collectibles, like the backpacks, for example, one of the collectibles in the game. And then you want to do everything else, the different activities, the research tokens, and then the different hideouts that you can tackle, the different challenges to challenge yourself, and just get used to the controls. I just felt like I was really a superhero, and it was a kid's dream to play this game as a real superhero, to be the defender of the city and protector of the city, playing as Spider-Man. I felt like that from my experience, and just the game itself, as the story picks up, it gets really emotional. I'm not going to spoil anything, but just for those out there who have a PlayStation 4 that didn't get Spider-Man, you guys missed out. And just because it's a superhero game, it is just a superhero game, but it's an exclusive game. You can't play it anywhere else. And a lot of people are really complaining about, oh, I can't play Spider-Man. Spider-Man should be on this platform. You can't play it anywhere else but PlayStation. And if you love Spider-Man, and even if you're not a superhero fan, a fan of superhero games, it's just a good game to really get into that's different, something that you can get around and get into, have fun, and enjoy for what it is, and just have a blast, and just swing around the city, be a hero to the people, and just, it's just a childhood dream just to get into that game. I just felt like that from the game. That's my experience from that. Now, I'm going to go to God of War. I think that was the most epic game that I played this year. That's why I'm picking it as my personal game of the year, and I'm not surprised it didn't. It won, because I knew it would probably win because of the epicness, and some people probably didn't even get God of War or Spider-Man from this year, so probably some people probably wanted Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead had 4 awards, so I wasn't going to be surprised even if Red Dead ended up being Game of the Year. But to me, I wouldn't pick it as a game of the year. I would put Spider-Man over Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'm not just saying that because I just to pick it. I have my own personal reasons. That's the kind of experience I got from it. I didn't finish the Red Dead Redemption 2 story. Sure, I didn't. But if I want to just talk about more Red Dead Redemption stuff, let's talk about. I'm gonna bring up the other game, the first game I'm really enjoying. I think that's personally better than Red Dead Redemption 2. This is just a prequel. I think the game has problems. It has stuff that needs to be fixed. The online was supposed to be ready. Some people were anticipating that. Some people are probably going to buy Red Dead Redemption just for the online and skip the story, which I don't really recommend. And the online just has so many problems. The economy's bad. And sure, they just came out with updates and stuff to compensate for all the players that spent a lot of money on the weapons and all that. It has problems. And the frame rates in the city is low. It's just bad online. But it just has some problems that here and there that I think I could probably say can be viewed from most people as overhyped for most of those fans out there. I love the game, love Rockstar games, but me, I like Grand Theft Auto slightly better than Red Dead Redemption. So if I had to really pick between all the Game of the Year nominees, I'm going God of War, Spider-Man, and then I'll do Red Dead Redemption 2. I know nothing about Celeste because I'm not a PC gamer again. But I got this epic feeling from playing God of War. I got to experience all 3 games basically. So I can talk about my own personal experiences. I love God of War. It was epic. I didn't even pick up a God of War game before. That was my very first God of War. And I'm not playing. I used to always watch my friends play the God of War games. God of War 1, 2, 3, the remastered. And then once I saw this one come out and be showcased, and most people probably thought, oh, well, it's probably just going to be a remake. It's just the same thing. This was something really different that they really did. They tried something different with it. They made it open world. And walking around with Atreus and be able to, just the combat, the cutscenes, the graphics. I'm not a graphics guy, but that game is beautiful. And you gotta admit it. Even if you don't have a PlayStation 4, I respect all 3 games, but I just can't give that credit to Red Dead to make it like a top tier game and put it over Spider-Man. And I think Spider-Man should have got a little bit, at least one kind of award, at least, from this Game of the Year or Game Awards. But it's different for everybody. And I'm enjoying Red Dead, and I'm just taking my sweet old time. I'm only on chapter 3. I haven't even really been playing much of the story. I've been taking my time, exploring, hunting, and just going around. I don't like to rush my games. I like to enjoy the game and try to be and instead of trying to be the first one to beat it and say, oh, I beat it before you, I know everything that's going to happen, and just spoil it for someone else. And I've seen a couple of things about the spoilers for the game, but I'm not going to talk about that for Red Dead Redemption story-wise. But you can always go back and play those games and do those extra stuff for those trophy hunts. And that's something I forgot to mention about Spider-Man. Even when you finish the story, you can just go back and play and just swing around the city and do the challenges and all the quests and collectibles and swing around the city. Unlock those suits that you haven't unlocked to see what those special abilities are to really get into the game. And then it's just really competitive. And some other games that I really enjoyed this year, I wanted to share with you guys. Shenmue. It's not a new game. I know it's not. But I love the Shenmue collection. I played the first one and then I played the second one, both back to back, and really enjoyed it. And I can't wait for Shenmue 3 next year. And that's one of my personal favorites. And I know this didn't win Best Role-Playing Game. Ni no Kuni 2 is another favorite that I also played alongside of God of War in March. So I just wanted to share some of those. And another game I'm playing right now for Soma, that's pretty good. It's interesting. Even though it's a PlayStation Plus game, it's just another game that I picked up that I never even picked up and played before. And just games like Shenmue was something unique. I got to play one of the most unique games that, or if not the first open world game that really kicked off the video game industry back in the 90s. I had a Dreamcast, but unfortunately for me, I was one of those ones that had a Dreamcast that locked up for asking for a password, like millions and hundreds of other thousands of others that had the same issue with their Dreamcast. But I'm glad I got to pick up a game like Shenmue and experience that this year, and now I'm ready and prepared for Shenmue 3 next year. So those are just a couple other games that I enjoyed this year, and another game I wanted to just throw out there that I'm also enjoying. So those are just some of the games that I really enjoyed, and hats off to Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption, but God of War is my pick for this year, for the Game of the Year, and those are some of my personal picks. I want to talk about some others that I can't really think of, but I gotta just say this right quick. I'm gonna, even though I didn't play it yet, it comes out tonight, or basically out right now. I'm playing it all weekend. I'm playing it all throughout the week. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I play all the Super Smash Bros. Games, so I got to throw that out there. And then I'm going to put in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, another personal pick that I also picked. And just I thought I'd pick up some Nintendo titles for a change, just to so it's not just PlayStation titles. But I love Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I'm enjoying it. And then Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'm going to put in as another favorite game of this year because I know I'm going to like it. I've seen the trailer, and then I'm going to be playing it and showcasing and playing it all weekend long. Playing it all weekend long, all throughout the week, and getting into that game. So those are just some games that I really like and that I'm also excited for and really enjoying so far. But I know everybody's going to have different opinions. Let me know what you guys think about the Game Awards. And I don't know. I didn't vote for anything. I didn't even vote for anything at the Game Awards. It was too tough of a decision to come down to between God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption to just pick one game, because they all had their things that was enjoyable, and it's just different experiences. But as far as epicness, I gotta just give it to God of War. So props to them. Unfortunately, Spider-Man just didn't get a single reward, but it gets the best superhero game I ever played, and one of the best PS4 exclusives this year that you gotta play, and I definitely recommend it. Even if you don't like Spider-Man or any sort of superhero game, you're gonna definitely enjoy it. So that's my thoughts. That's my recap. But I don't know how the voting system really works. They said, oh, they have just so some people of the judges were just vote for it, and then the other half is for the fans to vote for it. But I didn't vote for any of them. I just wait to see something, see what happens, because I was gonna talk and give my own little personal picks of Game of the Year and games that I personally enjoy, regardless of what others think, even if it's not a new game like Shenmue again, for example, that I'm also enjoying. So I just don't know. I don't know what else, but one thing I want to say, I love the games, I love the video game industry, and I love being a gamer. And this is just another time, one of my favorite times of the year. And then days like tomorrow, or basically days like today, it's just another reason why. Because it's just so many good games that you can pick and choose from and get into and get excited for. 2019 is going to have some good titles. And then the highlight for me, I got to give it to Crash Team Racing, the remaster. That's what I wanted to see. So, and one last thing that I want to mention before I cut the video off. Notice, the single player games, they shine. It's not about just having multiplayer. You don't need multiplayer in every game. You gotta get into the story. It's all about the single player that makes a difference, and God of War proved it. It didn't have any multiplayer. And Spider-Man is up there too. No multiplayer. You don't need multiplayer in every single game to make it shine and make it have a fighting chance or stand a chance to be competing against other games. Single player games and story make a huge difference, and they still continue to impact and take over the Game of the Year awards. Zelda was one of them last year. The year before that, I think for sure, I could be wrong, The Witcher 3, another single player game. And now we have God of War that takes the spotlight and takes the win for Game of the Year. And that's why I love single player games more than any other multiplayer game, if I was to really pick. And if I really had to pick something to play forever, it would be something single player game, because something that you could get into, open world, beautiful story and plot, get to know the characters, love them for who they are, and then you just enjoy the game for what it is. And that's why those games continue to take the spotlight every year as single player games for Game of the Year contenders. So I just thought I'd mention that. And thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the Game Awards. I was going to say Game of the Year. Give me your thoughts, just anything, what you guys liked and disliked about the show, and maybe your personal picks and games that you enjoyed this year as well.